appreciate the space around you, appreciate your shelter. You know, take in this moment right now. Take a look at your hand right now and appreciate this present moment, because the present moment is extremely, extremely powerful. What is the next state? Another state of consciousness. Drowsiness. Drowsiness is, another way to put it is deep meditation. So that's when you're dozing off, feeling like you're about to go to sleep. Another one is sleep, which is the unconscious state, can be likened to the unconscious state. Now, when you're in the sleep state, there are different phases, or I should say, your brain goes into different, you will experience different brain waves of frequency while you're within the sleep phase, right? So there are different brain waves associated with a specific state of consciousness, right? One of the brain waves is known as beta waves. Beta waves are fast-moving brain waves that can be seen while you're awake. This is when you're in the alert state, when you're conscious. Beta waves, this fast-moving brain waves. If you are in a beta state for too long, then you may experience increased stress, anxiety, and restlessness. So you got to get sleep. Literally, you can die of sleep deprivation before you die of hunger. So you got to get sleep, because you don't want your brain to constantly be moving at the fast beta wave speed nonstop, right? Because that means you got to constantly be alert, and your nerves need to settle. Your mind does need rest. Another waveform that you experience is alpha waves, which is a slower moving brain wave when compared to beta, and can be seen during relaxed, awake states. So this is alpha waves. You can be seen while you're daydreaming and during light meditation. Alpha waves, light meditation. Another state of consciousness is, this is also when you're meditating. This is the theta waves. Slower than alpha waves, which can be seen right after you fall asleep and when you're sleeping very lightly. In the theta state, you can reprogram the mind at the subconscious level. This is the deep meditation state. So the deep meditation theta state is where the magic happens. I remember one time I did a meditation. I was laying flat on my bed, had my back on the bed, and I just let go of my body, let go of all my muscles, let go of all tension, and just basically let my body fall asleep, let my body rest, let my body go. In the meditative state, what you're ultimately doing is you're surrendering and you're stilling the mind. Stilling the mind meaning that you're not necessarily thinking about any one thing. You're just kind of just letting the mind be awake while your body is asleep. And in this theta state, this is the meditative state in which you can actually reprogram your subconscious mind, be able to fix childhood traumas, be able to fix behavioral patterns that you don't like, or be able to fix thoughts that you may have been experiencing that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a long time, I used to think that meditation was like some weird, crazy thing. I used to think it was something that like only hippies did or something like that. But as I got more knowledgeable and as I got older and I started to understand that sleep and also I started to understand like prayer was a form of meditation in itself, I matured a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, it's not some weird thing, because a lot of people think that meditation is something that's going to change them or make them different or make them too calm or something like that. Now, of course, meditation does calm the mind a little bit. It's meant to calm the mind, but ultimately what it's doing is really, 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 really getting you down and zeroed into this present moment by tapping into the inner self. All right? And literally from that feeling of you being into this present moment at such a high conscious level of being, right, in a high conscious level of state, right, high conscious state, literally from that meditative state, you start to feel good. It's like there's a natural high that comes over your body from being in the meditative state, because you can appreciate your consciousness, you appreciate the present moment. You can there's even transcendental abilities that you have that you can tap into, which means you have the ability to tap into other dimensions, which is not what we're going to talk about on this call, because to be real with you, when it comes to tapping into other dimensions, I'm not crazy knowledgeable in that area, right? But there are people who have experiences where they go into other dimensions and they experience almost like an out-of-body experience type of consciousness from a meditative state. But the meditative state isn't something bad. It's not something that you should be scared of. That's what I'm trying to tell you, because there's people who are out there and they think that, oh, meditation is weird, it's bad. No, it's not. It's not bad. It's actually very, very powerful. It's very powerful for the mind. It's very powerful for the subconscious mind. It's very great in kind of getting your mind to reset and just alleviate from the baggage of the week, of the day, alleviate from the baggage of, let's say, having a stressful experience. So there's so many benefits to meditating. And you could do meditation 20 to 30 minutes a day. You don't have to be doing it for mad long. 20 to 30 minutes a day is good, and understand that it's something that you will get better over time the more you practice, because at first a lot of people have the experience where they're trying to quiet their mind, and while they're trying to basically still the mind, it's like they call it the jumping monkey, where they start thinking about all kinds of stuff, right? You start to meditate, and now you're thinking about, oh, they locked the door. Now you're thinking about what happened at work today, and then you're thinking about what you had or what you're about to eat later on, and then your mind starts jumping all over the place. No, that is not the correct way they say to meditate, right? The correct way to meditate is to try to just let go of that, free of those thoughts, right? And just zeroing in on something you want to happen. Envision something that you want to manifest. That can be a future experience, right? You may envision inside of a house you want to buy. You may envision inside of a car you want to buy. You might envision anything, right? But the point of meditation is to connect yourself to the things that you want to manifest and create in your life. So why is being in the theta state? Remember, the theta state is like that state right before you fall asleep. So you're awake in the mind, but your body is asleep. Now you can effectively meditate in that state. So why is this where the magic happens? Because you have a chance to bypass your conscious mind and get to the root of what's been governing your behavior and your thoughts. Okay? In the theta state, your body is sleeping, but your mind is awake. So remember that theta state. So in this state, I think you have the ability to also lucid dream, because I had this crazy dream one time. I'll tell you this quick story. When I was younger, it was crazy. I had came home one day. I think I was taking a class or something like that, and I was tired, so I just laid in my bed, just about to take a nap, right? So next thing you know, I'm in like a dream, and in the dream, it's like I drive to where my dad lives, because I was going to go see my dad in the dream, but as I'm walking to the house, it feels so real. Like, it feels like, dreams do obviously feel real. But I'm talking about real to the 10th power real. I'm talking about, like, crazy real. Like as if I'm awake. And then I realized, oh, shit, I'm in a dream. But it's like I can control this dream because I'm aware of that I'm in a dream. It was the craziest experience ever. And then, like, I walk to the backyard, and I look at the backyard, and then I go into the back door, and then I go into the house. But that was one thing that was very different in this dream experience I was having, was that the inside of the house was very different than how it actually looks in real life. But everything else looked pretty similar. But I just remember in the dream just being fascinated and just appreciating the present moment because I was able to control my thoughts in the dream. I was able to actually feel as if I was awake. And I come to realize that that was called a lucid dream. I don't know if you've ever had that experience before, but it's a crazy experience, and it's an experience where if you have it, you realize your power. You realize that you're in the present moment, because in that state, you're losing track of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't even know how, like, it felt like it was hours long, the experience, but it was probably like the nap was probably like 20 minutes. I was probably like 25 minutes in or something like that. But the experience felt like hours long. Like, it felt like forever. So when you're in the meditative state, you'll find that you'll even lose track of time. And it's not a bad thing. What it is ultimately it's like your mind is tapped into such a deep state that you can envision what you want and really fall in love with the present moment and really realize how much power you have when you're grateful of the present moment and you're grateful of just the things you have, and that you're grateful of the now, you're grateful of family, you're grateful for genuine friends, you're grateful for all the things you love about your life. You start to actually feel good about it, you know, and you start to feel good even about your struggle and where you're trying to go and where you're trying to work towards. You start to feel good about it when you're in a meditative state, you're going to find. In this state, you are connected to no one, no thing, and no place. You are simply consciousness having an experience within a third-dimensional body.